Trees, magnificent and towering, protecting us, inspiring us, connecting us to a certain kind of harmony found only in nature. What child among us has never laid motionless, gazing up from under a billowing oak on a hot summer day, forming pictures in our mind's eye out of cotton candy clouds, wondering how far this gentle giant could reach? Timeless and affirming, they are nature's perfect sentinels, connecting us to our past, offering hope for our future, bringing nature a little closer to our front door, a little closer to home, buffering us from what can be an unforgiving concrete world. Trees, the giver of childhood joy and a promise of shelter for our adult lives, welcoming us homeward.
The day we walked on the site, I said to my partners, these trees are the biggest asset on this property. They're almost as valuable as the dirt itself.
Some of the values of these trees could add anywhere from, I'd say, $2,000 to $5,000 per tree, and an ongoing increase of value too.
I think it's just great that they saved all these trees, and the value, I mean, you get the shade, it's just great.
Looks like two varieties here.
The most important phase in tree preservation occurs during the earliest stages of planning, while a builder is still choosing designs that best fit the site and overall personality of the landscape.
How many units going in here?
Well, we're hoping for 90.
I believe that a tree's got it right. I believe a developer's got it right. And sometimes a tree has to be removed, and sometimes a house has to be moved.
And we had an arborist all the way through, even during construction, that would come out and inspect our trenches and tell us to look out for that. We'd tell him where we were going, and he'd say, this is what you need to do. And we'd talk to him about certain problems that we had, and he had good solutions for us.
A professional forester will be able to assist you in navigating through municipal planning and zoning regulations. He can supply you with a comprehensive tree conservation plan, which will help to speed up the often time-consuming process of obtaining any extra permits, waivers, and variances which may be required when it comes to planning, building, and maintaining the natural landscape.
The key element to bringing together projects successfully is to involve all the different parties early on in the process.
By the time we were done on the trees alone, we had about 5 consultants in here. So with that in hand, when we went and presented our plans, they knew that we'd done our homework. They could tell the steps that we'd taken were, much more than they had ever hoped for, and our approval process was a dream. We had a unanimous vote by the Planning Commission, and that never happens in this town.
So if we can get them in early, that's what we encourage. We meet with them over the counter, we meet with them privately if need be, and try and work out the major issues on trees and grading ahead of time.
It's very common for us to do a single-family residence and work around trees, but to do a 90-unit apartment complex and to see how they've worked around trees with their buildings, with their parking areas, with their playground, it's just phenomenal. I'm extremely proud of that project.
It's just a nicer place to live, to have nice trees around.
Our project is 100% rented now. They've been rented as soon as we finish them, and that is, over the long term, the value of this property is up, well, 5 to 15%, because we don't have a vacancy factor, and we won't. They'll be filled as we have people on our waiting list now.
A project with large native trees incorporated into the project will have a better appearance and have more marketable value than a project with artificial landscape that you have to pay to bring in later. I think as you drive around communities, you see those projects where the large trees are incorporated into them, that you end up with a better project, you end up with a better sense of community.
We've been at it now for a number of years, and housing prices do stay up.
Now that we have this house in the woods behind us, I would never buy a house or look to buy a house unless I had that same feature like I have here.
That has a big impact on your bottom line through the years. If you can keep your residents happy and the trees are helping you to do that, you'd be a fool not to save those trees.